Make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top-quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Just got new tires put on my car today.
You did? I did see you leave the office.
I didn't need to. Graham Tire picked up my car this morning and dropped it back off when they were done.
You're kidding. How'd you get that kind of service?
That's just what they do at Graham Tire.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
It's been a busy day in sports. A lot has happened while you were up to your eyeballs in work. Catch up on what went down in Nebraska athletics, college sports, and your favorite pro sports leagues. This is Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Sponsored by Canopy Street Market. Here is your host, Nick Whyman.
Welcome back. Late Night Lincoln with Nick Whyman here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. If you're watching on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, or on Allo Channel 961. Rocking with you for one more 30-minute segment here as Nebraska basketball just wrapped up the post-game. Thank you, Harrison. Thank you, Austin. Thank you, Nick. Especially Austin and Nick Nick Sander for making the trip down to Iowa City and being able to give coverage for the ticket down there of the rivalry between the Hawkeyes and the Huskers. Let's keep talking. We still have 30 more minutes left in this Tuesday night. Nebraska basketball just wrapped up a little over an hour ago playing in Iowa City. Nebraska dropping their fourth game of the season, 52-57 in a low-scoring affair in Big Ten play. It was a weird night in Big Ten basketball, for sure. Yeah, this game, you had UCLA losing to Michigan State, Mick Cronin ejecting one of his players. You had Michigan, who's now number one in the nation, beating Purdue 91-80. You see that score, that 91-80 score, oh, must have been a really good game. Michigan led most of the way, and Michigan is number one for a reason, and they'll play Duke this weekend in a rare non-conference February game this weekend. Should be a fun one. You also got Houston and Arizona also playing too. Houston coming off a loss to Iowa State. College basketball's in full swing. The full effect. But late night Lincoln with Nick Whyman, 402-464-5685. If you want to continue to chat about Husker basketball and whatnot, there's plenty to talk about. I know Nebraska suffers a fourth loss of the season. Some people are hitting the panic button on the season. Oh, the rebounding, the depth. You know, that's your opinion. I can't change that. Anybody cannot change that. That's just how opinions are. That's how it is. Everybody has an opinion. You can't change opinions. But a 57-52 loss in a Iowa team that's very different compared to the Fran McCaffrey era Iowa teams. Those teams did have some stars. The Murray brothers, who made some time in the NBA. Luka Garza, who was really good during his time with the Hawkeyes. But hey, Iowa, I mean, they came to play. This is a team that needed a top 25 win. Like, Iowa was desperate for a top 25 victory. They had opportunities throughout the season. They're going to have opportunities down the stretch as well. But they got it here tonight against Nebraska. 57-52. A very, rock fight is a way to describe it. And then we saw a little bit of that in Northwestern Nebraska on Saturday, 28-27 in the first half of that game. This one was 33-28. A little bit higher scoring than that, but still, it wasn't pretty at times. Nebraska shooting only 21% from the three-point line. That's not great. Iowa wasn't much better. Iowa scored 57 points. Bennett Stritz had most of that, 25, 8 of 22 shooting, 2 of 8 from 3. He's a player where the ball is going in his hands if you're playing Iowa. He's going to be a guy, Iowa needs him to perform. And he's been performing. He's averaged about 27, 28 points over the past couple weeks. And Iowa they don't really have another guy next to him. I know they have a couple other guys, only 2 scorers in double digits averaging right now, but they have a bunch of role players. They played an 8-man rotation tonight. You look at their bench, 22 minutes, 7 points. 8 minutes, 2 points, 24, 3. Nebraska ran with their 7-man rotation tonight. The real questions are, this is a game where you need some kind of a spurt. You need some kind of a run. You need something to get going, and somebody needed to make a basket. Everyone's been asking for depth and more to the rotation. Like, Leo Curtis wasn't on the availability report, so he played in that Michigan game a couple weeks ago, and rightfully so, because Rinkmast was sick, Braden Frager was hurt, and Leo Curtis held his own for a freshman to come in there against Michigan at the time, still top 5 team, a very good team. I'm surprised they didn't give him a chance tonight. Just foul trouble was adding up. You saw guys with 2 fouls in the first half. Decided to throw Rinkmast back out there. I mean, Nebraska's rolled with a 7-man rotation for some time now, so don't fix what's not broken, and that's what you're going to be. That's what you're going to be. Jared Garcia is another guy. Jared Garcia, at times, sometimes he'll make a shot once or twice, but the last couple of games have been very streaky. Hasn't been able to put the ball in the hoop, like most of what we saw tonight. Surprised it didn't, there's a 4-minute spurt. You need to get you in there, maybe do something. See what you got. Get something to go in the rim. Nebraska has a scoring drought. They've been accustomed to those in recent years and gave some flashbacks. Nebraska historically has not been great in Iowa City. 3-20 all time in Iowa City entering tonight. And the history just repeated itself. Nebraska struggling from the floor, struggling to find a way, struggling against the Hawkeyes. 3-21 now all time against Iowa State. I know a lot of Nebraska fans, this one hurts a lot. This one probably hurts more than those top losses to Michigan, Illinois, and Purdue. I know the Purdue ending was very deflating because of the slip gate or whatever not you want to call it, when Jamarcus Lawrence slipped on the Pinnacle Bank Arena floor. I think it's more of this one stings because it's your rival, not only in basketball, but on the gridiron in the fall. And Iowa's gotten the last laugh in that one a lot in recent memory. And now you go to the hardwood. Nebraska's got a talented team, a top 10 team in basketball for the first time in a very long time. And Iowa's this team, first-year head coach and Ben McCollum. Nebraska's got the advantage going to Iowa. Iowa has their football team there. They have the football team dancing with the cheerleaders at halftime. They have the Heroes Trophy on display. They just kind of rubbed it in. They kind of, get under your skin. And rightfully so. They purposely did that because they know Nebraska, that is your rival. The Heroes Trophy is, was Iowa's competing for a national title this year in football? No. Were they competing for a Big Ten title in football? No. But they know that gets under the skin of Nebraska fans, and they knew how to do it. And then add cherry on top, Bryce Stanford played at Iowa last year, only played about 15.5 minutes per game, was scoring not as many points as he is now, transfers to Nebraska, gets the treatment during the starting lineups, gets booed throughout the game, gets booed in warmups, gets booed when he touches the ball. Iowa just knew that this game they did a blackout or whatever or whatnot to try to make this game feel big. And Iowa needed a big win. They had losses to Michigan State. They just got blown out by Purdue a couple days ago. They needed a marquee win, and Iowa got that tonight against Nebraska. Getting more to our text line here. 3339 says, the bottom line is the Big Ten teams are starting to figure out Nebraska. No depth and poor rebounding, too. Barely playing like a top 20 team since the calendar flipped to 2026. 3 very tough games with UCLA, USC, and Iowa coming up, and 2 games versus teams that have no business losing to, that being Penn State and Maryland. I mean, yeah, if you turn the calendar ahead, Nebraska, here, I'm not pushing the panic button on Nebraska basketball season. And here's why. Yes, the losses have added up over the past couple weeks. You lose to Michigan. You lose to Illinois. Michigan at the time, you're down 2 key players. Who knows what happens if Rink Mass didn't get the flu bug? If Braden Frager didn't roll his ankle 2 games prior against Washington? That's a big what if. There's what ifs in every sport. What if? But it didn't happen. You suffered a loss. A loss was going to come at some point. Illinois at the time of that game, Keaton Wagler was on the heater of all heaters, and Illinois was the hottest team in college basketball. And then you lose to Purdue because you go down 16-1. You claw your way back down 20 from down 22 and fall in overtime on a slip, pretty much, that rolled over the game in an 80-77 overtime game against the Boilermakers. And then tonight, you lose 57-52 in a rock fight in Iowa City. Reminds you, Iowa is a tournament team. Iowa is going to be dancing in March. Iowa is 19-7 on the year, winning a 57-52 game tonight. 9-6 in conference play. Iowa is not a Penn State. Iowa is not a Maryland. It's not. Yes, is every loss? You don't want to lose games. Is every loss a bad loss? No. Like this one, good teams slip up. That's the thing. Like college basketball, you can't win them all. We've seen Duke in recent years lose games on the road. We've seen UConn lose 2 teams. I mean, Creighton beat them a couple years ago, and then UConn went on and won the national championship. We've seen teams, like I always point to last week, Iowa State is a solid basketball team. They've always been a solid basketball program in recent memory. Iowa State played TCU last week. TCU is not a bad basketball team. TCU is not bad. They're not amazing either. They're 9th in the Big 12. Yes, they're not great right now. They're 16-10 right now. TCU's on that. They're trying to build a resume and trying to get some kind of spark. TCU beat Iowa State, and Iowa State's ranked in the top 10. This game was just last week. I know it's a different conference. That game was 62-55, an ugly game for Iowa State. Iowa State only scoring 55 points in a loss a week ago, February 10th, Tuesday. Lose that game. And Iowa State then, on Saturday, beats Kansas. And then Iowa State goes on, and yesterday, last night against Houston, beat the Cougars. Good teams slip up. You can't win them all, and good teams slip up in games like this. Was it? What is the trap? I mean, trap game is the way to say it. Yes, Iowa needed a win. I wouldn't say it wasn't. They were not motivated. Like 22-4, you lost to 4 tournament teams. Was Iowa ranked? No. Have they had some bad losses? Yes, they've lost to Maryland. But good teams slip up and lose games that are important. We saw Gonzaga a couple weeks ago losing to Portland. Good teams slip up. It's college basketball. It's going to happen. You can't win them all. Would you love to win them all? Yeah, it's hard to win at a consistent rate in college basketball. I mean, let's just look at the schedule tonight in college basketball. How about that? Let's look at the ranked teams in college basketball. Because ranked teams lose all the time. Stuff changes. Nebraska only has 4 losses. For example, right now, Texas Tech, 13 in the nation, 9-3 in the Big 12 Conference. They are losing to 13-12 Arizona State, 55-47 with 10 minutes to go. I mean, that's another example of a top 15 team going on the road and slipping up. Arizona State is not as great as Iowa, not as good as Iowa. I wouldn't say great, but they're not as good as Iowa. 13-12. Ohio State just beat Wisconsin tonight, 86-69. What a weird night in the Big Ten Conference. Then Michigan beating Purdue in the top 10 matchup. That was the marquee game, 91-80 on the schedule. Michigan State blowing out UCLA, 82-59. Look at North Carolina. Okay, North Carolina. Let's keep going down the realm of good teams, ranked teams slipping up in games. It's not just Nebraska tonight. It's a interesting night in college basketball. So we say Texas Tech right now. They are down 8 with 10 minutes to go. Okay, you have Nebraska, who loses on the road to Iowa. You have North Carolina, who just beat Duke a couple weeks ago at the buzzer. Seth Trimble in the corner. Bang. Knock off the Blue Devils. North Carolina just lost to NC State, who's 19-8. Kind of a similar record to Iowa. 82-58. North Carolina gets blown out on the road against a in-state rival. Let's look at the mid-majors. St. Louis. What a story St. Louis has been this year for college basketball. Number 18 in the nation today, coming in with no losses in the athletic, the American, whatever, the A10. I cannot talk tonight, folks. They play Rhode Island, who's 14-11. Rhode Island beats them 81-76. Good teams slip up. It's college basketball. I mean, look at the tournament. The A10, not a deep conference, but St. Louis slipped up for the first time in a long time. They only lost 2 games all year. Only other loss was to Stanford. And then Miami, Ohio, they just continue to win in the MAC. But like I said, to wrap up this segment, good teams slip up in games. 4 losses will not hurt you, especially when the 4 teams are conference teams who are going to be dancing in March. Iowa team, I don't know how it translates to March. I mean, we've seen like Houston Cougars are a team that's built on defense. Iowa is too. I'm not comparing the two, but who knows? If Iowa plays a team and a team plays like that in March and Iowa can slip up a team like that, who knows what happens? Nebraska just wipe the slate clean, I think, is the way to go for it. But the message is good teams slip up. Gonzaga a couple weeks ago. Texas Tech right now. Like I said, Texas Tech is in a dogfight. Texas Tech has played some really good teams this year. In the Big 12 Conference, I mean, that top of the Big 12 has been great. Texas Tech just beat Arizona on Saturday on the road at Arizona, who was number 1 in the nation at the time. Arizona lost to a ranked team, and now Texas Tech, who just beat Arizona, is losing to Arizona State on a random Tuesday night in February. It happens. This isn't just a Nebraska problem tonight, folks. Would you like to win that game? Yes. But good teams lose games in this situation. We see it it's not comparable to college football, but we see it all the time in college basketball. You win a big game, and then Something happens on the next night. Is it kind of concerning because Nebraska didn't play their best against Northwestern for 40 minutes, didn't play a consistent 40 minutes? I mean, yeah, but there's still a lot of time left. Let's look down Nebraska's schedule, and then we'll throw it to break, and we'll wrap up your Tuesday evening. So Nebraska basketball have lost 4 of the last 6 games. Lose to Michigan, Illinois, Purdue, and Iowa. Have beaten Rutgers and Northwestern during that span. Nebraska turns the page to Penn State on Saturday. 1 o'clock tip on Big Ten Network. Penn State is a team that is played some of the top teams in the Big Ten and have kind of stuck with them. They are 11-15. They're 2-13 in Big Ten play. On paper, not great. But let's look down the schedule here. They played Michigan 74-72 earlier this year in a loss. They played Purdue 93-85 in a loss to Purdue. And then they got blown out by Michigan later in the year. They played USC close. They played Oregon close. Oregon's not great, but USC's an all right team, and they're a team that Nebraska will see in a couple weeks. That Penn State team during that week was very, they played Illinois, who was a different Illinois team way back when. Played Illinois, Purdue, and Michigan tough. In any Big Ten game, you have to come ready to play. Especially a team who's kind of treading water like Penn State. 11-15, 2-13 in conference play. They are near the bottom of the barrel in the conference. Then on the 25th, you got Maryland, who's 10-15, 3-11 in Big Ten play. This Maryland team just beat Iowa a couple days ago, 77-70. Have they played well against any other ranked team? Not really. Got blown out by Illinois, Michigan State, and Purdue. But you better come ready to play because the Big Ten Conference it's tough. You cannot afford to slip up against those. Nebraska cannot afford to slip up against either one of those teams. In another word, they're just avoiding landmines at this point in that stretch of games. Because if you lose one of those games, oh boy, then something's not right if you lose to those two teams. Nebraska plays both those games at home, so they come back from Iowa City, play those two, and then they head out west on the 28th of February. They play USC, and then at UCLA on the March 3rd, in a late game, 10 o'clock tip. Postgame will be around midnight here, so if you're a night owl, UCLA Nebraska postgame on March 3rd. Mark your calendar. And then you have Iowa again to close out the year. So Nebraska can cancel out. They can lose to Iowa once and then get the last laugh at Pinnacle Bank Arena to close out regular season play before the Big Ten tournament comes around. So you hear a lot about this game over the next 24, 48 hours, I would assume, because Nebraska basketball 22-4. Do not hit the panic button. This team is 22-4 losses to 4 teams who are in the going to be dancing in March. And Iowa, I mean, hey, this one stings. I get it, Nebraska fans. This one stings because they're a rival. They've had the last laugh in a lot of different sports. And Nebraska's 3-21 all time in Iowa City now on the hardwood. It stings, but this was not an elimination game. There are a handful of regular season games left. There are 5 more regular season games left, the Big Ten tournament round, and then March Madness. This game did not end Nebraska basketball season. Does it hurt? 100%. But you wipe the slate clean, you ask what's next. We'll come back from a break here in a second. We will wrap up the show and send you into your Wednesday. Once again, Nebraska falling to Iowa, 57-52. We'll chat about other things going around the world of sports to wrap up the evening when we come back here on Late Night Lincoln on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And right now at Koppel, we are offering big discounts on all of our inventory. 2026 GMC Terrains are leasing at $279 per month or buy for $27,690. 2026 Canyon is leasing for $269 or buy for $40,980. Also right now, all new Equinox EVs and all half-ton trucks are starting at $12,000 off MSRP. These are just a few examples of some of the aggressive pricing going on right now at Koppel. Please stop on in or check us out at koppelcars.com. All leases with $2,500 down with a roof credit.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement.
Want to make the easy call? Call John Henry's. From leaky pipes to a broken AC, flickering lights to furnace fights, even drains and duct cleaning, we've got it handled. Plumbing, heating, air, and electrical, all under one trusted roof. Proudly serving homes across Lincoln, Omaha, and surrounding areas and ready 24/7. Visit calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
And electrical.
Good morning, Breakers. This is Scott Miller from Midwest Bank. When I recently joined Midwest Bank, I was immediately impressed by our exceptional service. My first customer made the switch from a large corporate bank and didn't have to wait in line or call a 1-800 number. We treated him like family. He now visits the bank just to say hello. While other banks go corporate, we stay Nebraska. Visit us at midwest.bank or drop by a branch today. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing. Lincoln's own experts at Diode Technologies can turn your living room into the place to watch your favorite sports. Whatever your vision is, Diode Tech is ready to make it a reality. From home theaters to outdoor entertainment spaces, they bring you along through the entire process to make sure you get exactly what you want. If you're ready to upgrade your entertainment space, visit Diode Tech online at diodetech.net or give them a call at 402-793-5124.
It's another new year and another exciting edition of the Nebraska Lottery's popular Cash Blast promotion. You know how it works. Until March 24th, buy a 2x2 ticket and get a voucher. Enter online for a chance to win a $5,000 or $500 weekly prize. And if your winning voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled. So start out your 2026 with a bang. Enter the Cash Blast promotion today. 2x2 top prize odds are 1 in 105,000.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Late Night in Lincoln live on 93.7 The Ticket. Here is your host, Nick Whyman.
Welcome back, Late Night in Lincoln, Nick Whyman, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Thank you all for chiming in on post-game coverage of Husker Hoops. We had a little over an hour, a lot of good conversation during that with the bodies we had here, me alongside Harrison, for a couple segments. Austin Orman and Nick Sainert, safe travels to them as they come back from Iowa City, as they'll be back in the capital city in some time as they wrap up their coverage out there, covering Nebraska's 57-52 loss in Iowa City to the Hawkeyes. Let's turn the page. Nebraska will play Saturday. Post-game coverage there will be in the afternoon on Saturday as they play Penn State back at Pinnacle Bank Arena. So I'll take a nice deep breath. Nebraska, it stings because Iowa's Nebraska's biggest rival in the Big Ten Conference, and Iowa did it all to rub it in. They had the football team there in their football jerseys. They had the Heroes Trophy on display, and they just knew how this was a game to get people riled up. And of course, they find a way to win in Iowa City to push Nebraska to 3-21 all time now in playing that there in Iowa. Let's turn the page. The Winter Olympics are wrapping up here this coming weekend. And there is a lot still going on. Hockey, I think, is going to be the big one because of what is shaked out with the bracket after a preliminary play. The knockout stages began. A lot is going to happen now with the medals play, and you're going into the gold medal matches and whatnot. So tomorrow starts the quarterfinals of the men's tournament. Tomorrow afternoon, United States are playing Sweden in the quarterfinals. That's one of the 4 quarterfinal matchups. The United States, if they win that one, they will play Friday in the semifinals. And if they make the semifinals, you're guaranteed a match regardless if it's the bronze medal or the gold medal. You're guaranteed another match if you qualify for the semifinals. The gold medal match will be on Sunday, Sunday morning. Actually, be maybe at 8:00 in the morning match. However, they reseed after the quarterfinals due to just trying to get the best teams there. That is kind of weird. It's also weird because the prelims are with teams who are, everybody makes the playoff rounds, which is what it is. They are having United States and Canada could be a matchup. Could be the final matchup. But if also you look at the women's tournament, they will play that on Thursday. United States, Canada, they get a rematch. Should be a fun one because United States played Canada in the preliminary round in the women's tournament, and Hillary Knight, Layla Edwards, they put it to Canada. 5-0 final. The worst loss in Canadian women's hockey history. They have not lost in a game like that ever. So that is going to be on Friday, that gold medal match between the United States and Canada. Should be a good one. I mean, that is the rivalry when you think of hockey in this world stage. And if we get a United States-Canada men's final, I'd really like to see what the ratings are for that on a Sunday morning and whatnot, just due to the Olympics being played overseas in Europe. It should be, I'm dreaming for a Canada-USA because we saw a little preview of that last year. It'd be fun to see it one more time, especially with the pros playing. So that is all I have for you. Get some sleep after that Nebraska game. Don't let that keep you up at night. Nebraska's 22-4. Losses to 4 NCAA tournament teams. I'll leave you with that here tonight. Don't let that. I know it hurts. The wounds are freshly opened. It's a Nebraska rival, but the season's not over. There is still weeks left to play, and on to Penn State for Nebraska men's basketball. That's all I have for you tonight. Thank you to everybody on Post Game earlier with Austin, Nick Sainert, and Harrison Arns for everything. Dude, safe travels to Nick and Austin as they come back to the capital city. We'll be back at 6:00 in the morning for early break. Everybody else, have a great night. Nebraska reminder, 22-4.